Hi doll friends, I'm Julie, and we are back at the Doll Coven to wrap up my doll collection series. We are at the finale, and this video will be focusing on my larger dolls. And then I also received a viewer request to see how I display my dolls, and so we will go ahead and have a quick glimpse at the doll display at the end of this video. So stick around for that. Let's start off with my American Girls. I have only 3, and the first one is Emerson, or nowadays I call her Gwen, and she is a 14-inch Wellie wisher. And she's still in her dress from Lunar New Year, but yeah, she is my first. She was a gift from my mother-in-law who really wanted to get me an American Girl. But instead of choosing a more popular 18-inch doll, I went with the smaller one because I really liked the face mold and I liked how their bodies were all one material. So for anyone who collects American Girls, but haven't considered these smaller ones, I know the modern era dolls are now out, which people are poo-pooing. I would just gently encourage people to give these smaller ones a chance because I think they're just adorable. They're light, they're more compact, more portable. Like they're just, yeah. I think they're a nice addition. And so I'm happy that I have her in the Doll Coven. This is Corinne, 2022 Girl of the Year. And she is my first 18-inch doll to bring into the Doll Coven. She is secondhand. I bought her pre-owned because she was an experiment to see how I would get along with these larger American Girls. And turns out they've really grown on me. I'm happy to have her. I gravitated toward Corinne because I just thought her face mold was very pretty. And so now I'm happy to have the pair together. As you can see, Corinne is also in her dress from Lunar New Year. I definitely have to change them out. My final American Girl, this is Raquel, 2026 Girl of the Year, and a complete surprise. I wasn't expecting to get her. I was flipping through the catalog that had her splashed on the cover and all these pages dedicated to her. And, Matt was there while I was looking at the magazine and I was just like, wow, she is adorable. I love her. Moana had been the top contender at that time for a possible addition to the Doll Coven if I were to get another American Girl. But I said, she, I think, has replaced Moana as the top contender. And he remembered and he went ahead and got her for me. So it's very sweet. And I have her in one of Julie's outfits. This here is my first BJD. This was a birthday gift from a friend, and I've named her Caroline. She is from the brand UCanaan. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing it. I believe it is a Chinese doll company, and I think she's really pretty. I love the stock outfit that she came with. Very European. Love the skirt with the swans. She has some interesting blushing on the tops of her hands and then some nail polish. Overall, lovely. She did also have eyelashes, but they fell off, which is fine. Doesn't bother me. I think her face is still beautiful. Now we will have a look at my smart dolls. I have 3, and this one here is Transcendence in Cinnamon. She is a vampire girly. I have named her Mio. And some of you might notice a theme with my collection, which is that I love vampires. So I have 2 vampire pull-ups. I made one of my non-stock Blythes into a vampire. I have 2 vampire Barbies from like the Twilight franchise, and then we have Mio. I couldn't resist. I think she's gorgeous. She came with a silver wig, so this is from Wigs by Leisure. And speaking of Twilight, kind of giving her like a Bella look here. I love her, and she has Edward here in her pendant. FYI, there is a curse word on this doll shirt that I'm about to show, but this is a doll channel intended only for adults. So here we have Divergence in Coco, and I've named her Tasha. And I mean, she's just got the overall look. Everything about her appealed to me. The beautiful skin tone, the amazing wig. And I also wanted to try a larger bust. And so along with her, I did buy the separate, like larger bust accessory. So I think she's gorgeous. And, you know, since I've had her, I have definitely experimented with different wigs and different looks. And she's quite versatile, but I keep going back to this wig because I love it so much. This final smart doll is my only pair, and that is Me, Myself, and I in T. Here she is in all her glory. I haven't named her yet, which speaks to the fact that like I've been having some trouble bonding with her, and I don't know why. I've had her for some time now. I don't want to rehome her at this point, although I had briefly considered it because I was just having some trouble connecting with her. But she's gorgeous, so I don't understand the disconnect because she's beautiful. I was very attracted to the lavender hair and this like short wig and the violet eye chips. And she is wearing a shirt that promotes my friend's picture book series, Who Has a Pet? My friend, Dr. Jan Heng, is a scientist and author, and I will go ahead and put the her website in the description. But if you are interested in learning about exotic pet care, this is the picture book series for you. Anyway, yeah, I want to figure out a way to better bond with her, and maybe it's that I haven't quite found the look that I want for her. I've switched out her wigs, I've tried her in different styles of outfits, and they're all good and fine, but yeah, I don't know, to be determined. This final doll that I'm going to show is one of my favorite customs that I've ever done, and this is Lady Amalthea from the novel and the animated film The Last Unicorn. Lady Amalthea is a character in that story, a unicorn transformed into human, and I was inspired by My Lady Disdain, who did a custom Amalthea using a smart doll. Now, I did not want to spend the money on a smart doll that I could potentially ruin trying to customize. So I opted for this more generic BJD that I found online, way cheaper. And originally I had wanted a plain face plate, but they sent me the wrong doll. So, but that's fine. Still worked out because face is pretty. And so, yeah, the doll came to me, no wig, so a bald scalp in the nude. And I switched out her eye chips because Amalthea has purple eyes. I found the wig, found the dress, found the vinyl sticker to put on her forehead where her unicorn horn used to be. And that's pretty much it. I did thin out the lips a little bit so that she wasn't as cheerful, because Amalthea is anything but cheerful in this story. And I am so in love with her. She didn't cost a lot, but I would say, yeah, she is probably the most, I guess, sentimental, just because of my nostalgia and association for this beloved character, and that I was able to pretty much, get the look that I wanted for Lady Amalthea. And those are all of my dolls. But I did promise you a quick look at my doll display, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, here we go. This is my doll display, which is basically 2 shelving units that I've pushed up against each other, and I got them on Wayfair. Sorry for the shaky hand cam. But yeah, this makes up a majority of the doll collection. There are a couple that don't fit on here, like for instance, Lady Amalthea. She hangs out in other parts of this room. And then Me, Myself, and I, she hangs out in the bedroom. And there are things displayed here that I haven't shown in my videos, and that's because I just felt like they really didn't pertain to the categories that I had decided on for the series. So, but I've shown most of what I have, and some smaller figures and toys are in a separate curio cabinet in a guest room, and then others are in the basement, because I do have like a shelving, like a wall of shelves or cubes, I guess, in the basement. In a video number 1, you would have seen a clip of that. But I tried to keep the dolls contained in very specific places. So I don't want them spreading out into other areas of the house if I can help it. And that for me is a way to keep my collection in general contained. So there it is. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.